Hello, my name is Brant Hunt. Today is the 17th day of May, 2022. My channel on YouTube is Discerning What is True, and I'm also on Facebook. What I'm going to be doing is I bought a book back in 2014. I actually bought two books. This is one of, this is one of the books I bought, and this is the other book that I bought. These books were very expensive because these were published by an author who didn't have a publisher. In other words, he probably didn't have the money, and he knew the importance of actually getting this information out would not be infringed. In other words, that it would be changed in what he wanted to share. So we're going to start at the beginning. You may not agree with what he says. That's your situation. It's important that you understand one thing here. There are two United States, okay, USAs, okay. There's one that basically is non-corporate, and the other one is corporation. And that's why the title is called the Constitution for the United States, not the Constitution of the United States. Okay? Just a basic thing, but most people miss it. And I've had issues and made mistakes myself. So here we go. We'll go as far, probably as far as I try to go to chapter 1 here. This is going to be the preface. Some of this stuff will be, yeah, we'll do that. Probably try to do a couple of chapters maybe. We'll see how things go tonight. So here's the forward. Let me see something here real quick. There is a, see if I can, well, there's a site also, it actually mentions this, but I can't remember it. I think it's called the Non-Federalist site, but I'll have to look it up. It'll take too much time right now. All right. This is the forward. This is not my paperwork. This is not my book, so don't give credence to me when I am reading from The Informer. The Informer was on what we call shows in the past, back in the days when there was a little bit more freedom than it is today. This is probably in the 2000s. This book was written in 2008. All right, please remember that fraud is being exposed in this book as to what the United States really is. Myths abound on the conception of this country's government, and this is what this book expresses. Always remember that this country was owned by the king, the Pope, and the crown. The British Empire consisted of the 13 plantations in America called colonies. All the first presidents were born on this British soil and were British subjects. Most were born before 1774 and could never meet the requirements written into the Constitution in 1787. Are you aware of that? What he's talking about simply is that there were certain requirements that you had to be born in this country, on this land. None of these were born at that time on this land. It goes on, no subject born on soil foreign to the land that was called the United States could ever hold that office. So they already, the first thing that there's actually in the Constitution, they broke the rules. Get it? Think about it. Many people believe Washington and other presidents were born on the United States soil. This is not the case of the United States, and has not yet been formed. So you see what's happened here, okay? Are led by fraud and myth and kept in ignorance purposely. Therefore, your core beliefs in this government is founded on pure myths and fraud. This book will try to impart the real truth as to the question of who and what is the entity called the United States that seems to control every aspect of your life from birth to death and beyond. And the fact we have never had a government, despite what you have been taught or think in your mind that you created. You have been ruled by what they call RICO, R-I-C-O, Establishment of Foreign Powers for the last 221 years. The Black Pope is responsible for this. Chapter 1. This is not a book full of conspiracy theories. It is simply put a book of historical facts that have been selected in contexts that would defy any attempt to dismiss it with the disparaging use of the term conspiracy theory. It is, in fact, conspiracy minus theory. In 1828, Webster Dictionary defines conspiracy as a combination of men for an evil purpose, an agreement between two or more persons to commit some crimes or to commit some crime and concert a plot. Theories defined in the same dictionary as mere speculation. The facts will show that there is indeed a conspiracy that is most definitely not a wild-eye theory from the foaming mouth of a lunatic. The appeal of this book is to reasoning faculties of those that read it by furnishing the facts as fodder for better understanding the current state of affairs in this country. Quote, this is from Thomas Paine. Reason and ignorance, the opposite of each other, influence the great bulk of mankind. If either of these can be rendered sufficiently essential in a country, the machinery of government goes easily on. Reason obeys itself, and ignorance submits to whatever it dictates to it. The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine. Ignorance is a state of not knowing. Okay? When reason is present, but the knowledge is lacking, the term frequently refers to nothing other than the lack of knowledge. This lack of knowledge can be corrected. It is the willful, ignorant mind, one that is purposely closed and unaccepting of knowledge, that undermines his view of the world, that will have a very difficult time accepting the simple facts presented in this book. Such resistance to the truth has resulted in the international spreading of the term conspiracy theory. They've used that all the time. And when people hear that, they immediately close their, they don't want to see it and they don't want to hear it. Okay? Such resistance to the truth has resulted in, I already said that. Okay, to include many sets of facts that undermine the current political and social infrastructure. Propaganda, most evil goal is to promote slogans and their accompanying ideas to the point where faith and belongings are more important than facts and principle arguments.